Meghan Markle here.
Alright, so today is June 24th, 2026. It is 12:54 p.m. So I didn't record anything today. I've been busy doing other things. I'm trying to make some jigsaw puzzles for me to sell. And if you guys are interested, because I have some really good, interesting pictures that I took, and I wanted to turn them into jigsaw puzzles. So hopefully you guys could help support my channel. But anyway, I'm doing so many things I'm doing right now. So I decided to take a break, and I was listening to this, and I was like, let me record it and share my thought with you. MLK, Martin Luther King, has has done generational damage to Black people. His integration-focused approach alienated the Black community, resulting in a loss of Black economic and political autonomy. His turning the other cheek was outdated, harmful, that encouraged positivity, tolerating mistreatment. All right. I started listening to it. I have a thought about it. I agree and disagree with them. Let's listen.
I blame Martin Luther King, and this is a Black-only conversation, so if you're not Black, do not respond. He had a dream to integrate us with the most hateful people that lynched, raped, beat, and killed us and worked us to death. These are the literal descendants, and these are things that have been taught at home since birth.
Martin Luther King got
the part where she said it has been taught since birth. I agree with that, because I have shared videos where Israel and school, they're teaching their kids how to behave when they come across Palestinians. So in that aspect, I agree. All right, so let's continue. I'm gonna move it back because this guy started talking.
These are things that have been taught at home since birth.
Martin Luther King got his ass whooped, dog sicked on him, fire hose sprayed, locked up illegally, just so that Black people could join in with racist white people in America. And then the United States government killed him, allegedly, after he tried to undo some of that. And now Black people today foolishly believe that Martin Luther King in his earlier career is how we should all be. They think we should be non-violent, get whipped on, and turn the other cheek after getting whipped on and things like that. And that's why Carmelo went to jail, because white people think, why aren't you acting like Martin Luther King? Why aren't you letting me beat you over the head as much as I like? That's what I learned in school. I learned Black people were supposed to get beat over the head, sing that they shall overcome, and never overcome. And Black people, it's time for us to unlearn that lie. Martin Luther King was wrong. White people, you shouldn't have agreed with Martin Luther King. If you think that the way to get somebody to stop abusing you is to take their blows continually, well, just go offer that advice over to a battered woman or neglected children. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, okay? It's time to forget all that mess. And if you want to heal the Black community, it's time to join the ISUPK.
My approach is very subjective. Not too many people will agree with me. Knowing what we know now, okay? Knowing what we know now, the history of things. And when you think you're talking to another human being, that's the approach of Martin Luther King. Thinking that you're talking to another human being who has all those kind of emotion, those feelings, empathy, all sort of emotion. This is the way you talk to them, the way Martin Luther King approached them. And after many examples, after examples, after examples, generation after generation, these people do not want to learn. They are showing savages behavior. I would have thought in 2026, some of these young people would have learned to be somewhat sensible, be somewhat human kind type of things, but it seems like it's not in their nature. So which means we are learning. I will not fully discredit Martin Luther King approach. I think of it as a learning experience, knowing that our forefathers have tried everything. We try to be reasonable with them. We try to be humane with them. We try all sort of tactics in a human level. And each time they respond, it's not at human level. They keep on showing their barbaric behavior. All right? So this is the way that I take it. Okay? I will not fully discredit Martin Luther King approach completely. At least we have examples where we could say, my forefather tried this. My, certain generation tried this. You then behave the way like a human being. Certain generation did this. You still then, come to at the human level. Every time they respond, it's in a barbaric, monstrous, savagery type of behavior. That's the way that I see it. So at least you have a record. That's why they don't want to teach history, because we have proof of our ancestors showing we try to be reasonable with them. Look what they did to Palestinians. They completely, for what? Flatten the entire region. And now they're going to the next neighbor to do the same thing. All right, at least we have record showing that we try to be respond to them at the human level. Look how Iranian is dealing with the Trump administration. All right, so we are at a point where, African American have to do what they gotta do. The problem is with African American, because it seems like they have corrupt the mind of the rest of the world. Okay, they have corrupt the rest of the world. This is why the 2024 election have gone that way, because so many groups have been indoctrinated, have been corrupt, where there's something that they did where Hispanic, some Somalis, other groups beside African American and some Haitian. This is why they have issues with Haitians and African Americans. There's something within us that whenever they threw their BS trying to corrupt the mind, it just hit a brick wall. And that's why they're going after African American right now. Knowing that they cannot throw us out, now the dog whistle have been blown, where this Israeli official come to the United States literally saying this.
Video of the Israeli government holding a private convention here in the United States. One of the people in attendance at this secret meeting was Judith Varnai Shorer. She's a former Israeli consul general who was operating out of Atlanta. She was one of the main people saying that the biggest problem that they had was young black people in the United States. But don't worry, they've got some black leaders on the payroll.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community.
This was an Israeli government official who was saying this, not some low-level operative or some rogue member of their diplomatic corps. This was a senior member of their administrative government who was saying this on American soil. Their biggest problem wasn't Hamas or Hezbollah or the Palestinian Authority or Syria or even Iran. She said that Israel's biggest problem was young black people in the United States.
Because they cannot throw us out, now they're throwing their dogs, their minions, their foot soldiers to go after African American, anyone who's dark skinned. All right, and now they have but they've been doing it. Dominican Republic is doing the thing to Haitians, and I think now I mean, this is not, if I truly believe we will get over it. We will get over this nonsense that's going on, but it's not gonna look good for those who participate in it. Let's say like Dominican Republic. Now I'm seeing more people are saying, I'm not talking about Haitians, okay? I'm not talking about Haitian. Other groups are saying, seeing what they are doing to Haitian, they're saying, I'm not gonna go to Dominican Republic. And then you're seeing the response saying that we don't need your ass over here, we don't need you to come to our country and things like that. It's completely barbaric. All right? There will be a turning point. Many of these people who are participate thinking they are better than, they're gonna regret it. They will regret it. And when we are listening to some young white people, when they say, oh, they were not part of, they were not the one who were enslaving black people and things like that, so they're not responsible for what their forefathers did in terms of enslavement, even though they benefit through it economically. But at our time, 2026, you see those old people like the Trump people poisoning their mind with hatred, division, racist kind of thing. And some of them are carrying it on. So whatever issues that we are facing now, those young white male and female as well, who are displaying their hatred toward black people, this is yours. This is yours. Whatever you get, from this point on, you are responsible for what is happening. Okay? There's no excuse. However, black people have receipts. They have evidence where we try to meet you at a human level to understand, to move forward peacefully, but each time, each generation, different groups of blacks try to reach you at a humane level. Each generation always responds in a freaking monstrous, barbaric way. So now, whatever happened moving forward, you are responsible for your own action. All right, so that's my take on this. I'm not gonna go in the comment section. Well, I have some tweets I didn't record at all. I wasn't planning on recording today, but I was, making up my list. So this, I think I share my community board. Karma keeps a patient book and balances every line they took. Those who betray with greed and spite may find their shadows dim the light. For truth walks on and wrongs takes flight. Karma is most certainly knocking on those in London's door. All right, lies, betrayal, greed, cruelty, ego. I know the US is going through some stuff right now. If you have the time, the US is completely chaotic that's going on right now. We need to pay really close attention. Who's running for what office? Not just because they're Democrat, you have to vote for them. The people, you have to understand the person itself. Okay, not just because he's a Democrat. You need, you cannot just vote for is a Democrat or is a Republican. You have to look within the person itself. But right now, the Republican is completely gone because the corruption that's going on. So there is a turning point that I feel there's a shift. Okay, so we need to pay very close attention. There's a shift. Okay, so going on. So there is a turning point that I feel there's a shift. Okay, so we need to pay very close attention. All right, so while I was editing this video, I went back to a YouTube video that I saw and I spoke, do voice recording over it, but whatever I said did not record. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna focus on the part where the video was playing. And pretty much the reason I wanted to do that is that what I said in the original recording, where I felt like there's a shift, and I come across a YouTube video where someone felt almost the same way as I am. Okay, so I commented on the video, but my voice then recorded. I don't want to do it over. All right, so this is the video.
One of my followers left me a comment wondering why am I posting so many videos showing white people who are standing up for injustice. And I said, one is because the pendulum has swung. I feel like something has shifted on this earth, in this atmosphere, and it just really met its precipice yesterday when the dedication. Because he, his wife, and everybody there spoke hope, life, resilience, peace, and love over this country. And words are powerful. Words are vibration. Words are energy. And so the more that I show the world, particularly Americans, that there are white folk and non-black people that are speaking truth to power, that this reign of racism, this reign of prejudice, bigotry, xenophobia, homophobia is losing. See, at its highest, right? The devil thought, no matter what religion you are, we always believe there's a good versus an evil. And what the devil meant for evil with Trump and with that Josh Holkiff telling Michelle looked like a man, that was that devil raising his ugly head, not knowing that a few days later, hope and love was coming. We saw at that dedication, black, white, African, Latino. We saw a world representation, and that's what the world's about. So again, my videos, yes, my content might shift a little. I'm still going to keep teaching, but I need the world, I need us Americans to speak the positive, because our words are power and our words are vibration. And also I want people to know that there are more white people that are opening their eyes, or have already had them open, but are now being more verbal, because they see that the pendulum has swung and they want to be on the right side of history. All right? I love you, babies. Ain't a damn thing you can do about it. United we stand, divided we fall. Bye.
Who we're voting for, and this is it. We have to get it right. I don't know what's happening with Texas, but phew. All right, let's go to the next tweet. I'm all over. Oh, the thing I was gonna say. I know the US is going through a lot, but as we are moving forward, there's a parallel that's going on between the US and the UK. All right? Keep an eye on both of them, because I've said this a very long time ago. Very long time ago. I said I think the US and the UK are trying to do like a one economic system, okay, to be in competition with EU. I said that a very long time ago, because there were some other things that I was seeing, and it made me believe that, with that conclusion. But it's very hard to explain. It's one of my crazy thinking and talking point, but I still think this is what they're trying to do, but they're not coming full front, to explain everything to you. This is the next tweet, another image. Friendly reminder that 5-year-old Willy threw a mighty tantrum and flung sandwiches and ice cream around the room because he wasn't allowed to blow out another child's birthday candles. In fact, by 1987, Willy was already so notorious for his battery behavior that he was featured in a puppet show physically attacking Harry. It's a shame Willy never got the therapy and early psychological intervention he so desperately needed. They did an image with that. Look at the eyes of the kids in the back. All right, as told by Lacey. I post this on my community board. I'm just gonna read the highlighted part, okay? With neither parent keen to play the disciplinarian, it was left to Nanny Wolf to try to administer some correction. In the autumn of 1987, she yanked the 5-year-old home from a birthday party following a tantrum when he had not been allowed to blow out the candles on the cake, and has expressed his displeasure by throwing sandwiches and ice cream around the room. Nanny made him clean up the mess before he left. Unbelievable. So all of this, I have them on my community board. You could pause and read this, but I have them on my community board as well. Next tweet. This one was very interesting. I hope I show the bus first. Okay. Alright. William, who spent most of his time flying around to football and his many holidays on private jet, did a fake PR stunt pretending to use an electric bus. One of the reasons support for the monarchy is plummeting is because people can see straight through these fake PR stunts, and it's insulting to their intelligence. Alright, so he's coming out of this electric bus. There will be a screenshot in between, okay? So the bus is coming. Alright, so there was a part where he came out of the bus. Okay, I bet $100 that he took my helicopter from Windsor to London just to get in that bus. Alright, some of things never change with this moron, Prince William. Alright, airline buses flew empty aircraft 123 miles to Norfolk to pick up Prince William and Kate because they wanted Flybe branding shown off for royal publicity stunt. That was back in 2019. I remember that. Prince William grilled for flying 8,800 kilometers to receive climate award in Brazil, enjoying private jet while lecturing on carbon footprint. Alright, so there's all of that. I've been off lately, especially now I'm thinking of vacation, so I'm not really into all of that. Okay, so this is the after the event. When Prince William was done with his photo op arriving on the green bus with Robert Erring, after the event, Robert was left in the street of London. Oh my God. And this 37-degree heat in what appears for him and his team waiting for transport, while William's AC's Range Rover picked him up from the entrance. Robert was offered a drink to cool down. There's the laugh here. While he sought, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. While he sought some shade afterward, they decided to walk to wherever their transport was located, running through the street of London and dodging traffic. The warriors will never be relatable, pretending to have traveled on the same bus arrived to the venue, yet after the PR photos are achieved, these people are chucked to the side. William could have dropped him off to wherever his car was instead of leaving him in the street in this heat. This isn't how you treat invited guests. He got what he wanted and he's done. They're looking to see who's looking. Let's play. Is it sound? Yep, the sound is on. Oh, so that Robert, oh my God. Look at his back. He's all sweating. That's the way the video is moving. That's a shame. That's a shame. People are laughing. Okay, I muted. Why did I BOL at running through the street of London and dodging traffic? Alright, the man is okay with crocodile, not them London buses and bikes in every corner. What is that now? Yeah, that traffic.
What a start to the half. Incredible.
Okay, let me move on. Alright, so this is a AI. There's a lot of things that's going on Twitter. It's just depressing. I decided not to go through it too much. AI is really filling the hole in royalist heart. They're creating a version of the William and Kate they like, and that's the hill they are willing to die on. Looking at the comment section, it's quite scary how AI just goes past people's head these days. People honestly think this is real. It's just too funny. Their fans are really starved of a real affectionate William and Kate. There's the cry here. But I'm starting to believe these AI version of lovely dovey William and Kate are sponsored by the same bats management. These are no longer random. 19 seconds. What is it saying?
Perfectly fine when actually we're having one of those days.
People are in the world, kindness always seems to find its way through. So let's do fun. Tell us in True Language, what does the weather look where you are? Sunny for spending a few moments with us.
Lovely idea. Hello. Perfectly fine when actually we're having one of those.
God. This is scary. but they have so little to comfort them that they create their own fantasy wank. Another AI, oh bless them, they're desperate. Sis, let them dream in peace. That's for sure. That's the rest you could. Oh my god, the image. Next tweet. Okay, we are into the US kind of topic. I'm telling you right now, it's just depressing stories after
Bill
depressing
Maher and I
stories.
used to be.
Okay, DL usually, Bill Maher and I used to be friends. It's harder for me to listen to him now. I've never seen him mention the price or look of a presidential library until Obama got one. The way Trump is erasing his legacy, it may be the only proof a black president exists. Well, Bill Maher used to have a show on ABC. That's the same network that says if they talk about the Virginia Guthrie thing, they will not have access to William and Kate. That same station or network, I should say. So Bill Maher used to have a show, a late night show on that particular network. I used to watch it, and then there's something that he said, he just threw me off, and I could never really sit and watch his thing. He will try to make a joke, make it seems like it's relatable, but you could feel the undertone of his joke. So since then, it's been years now. It's been years. Let me go look it up. Okay, so this is what I asked Google. Did Bill Maher used to have a show on ABC Network? Yes, Bill Maher hosted a late-night political talk show called Politically Incorrect on ABC Network from 1997 to 2002. All right, so I used to watch it at the earlier part, but by 2000, I don't think I was even watching it anymore. All right, so yeah, that's where I was aware of him. Okay, let's go back to X. So let's listen to DL Hughley.
Regular on his show, even though we had different opinions, I respected him. I think he even now still is a tremendous comic. Where we diverge is I think that he's an older white man and I'm an older black man. We're all becoming what we would have been anyway. It's harder for me to listen to him now because it's so diametrically opposed to the dynamic I once had with him. Case in point, this episode this Friday, and one of the segments of the show is he was talking about the Barack Obama Presidential Library. Couldn't the money have been spent on something else? And he talked about how garish and basically how obscene the structure looked. I have never...
Isn't the if it was publicly funded, maybe I would have agreed with him, but this was privately funded. Okay, let's look it up. What is it? Okay, so this is what I asked Google. Did Obama Presidential Center privately funded? Yes. The construction of the Barack Obama Presidential Center building and exhibition is funded entirely by private donation raised to the Obama Foundation at an estimated cost of $850 million. Okay, privately funded. If it was public, then whatever Bill Maher was saying, maybe it will apply. But it was not taxpayers' money. Okay, privately. You know, people who have money, who wants to donate, and they tell you from the Obama Foundation, he raised the money and things like that. Okay, so let's continue.
Seen Bill Maher mention the price or the look of a presidential library until Obama got one. I've never heard him mention them at all. And it's a fairly common refrain. He always has the vantage point of a white guy. When you're a white guy, an older white guy, you're a single white guy, you're a straight white guy, you're a rich white guy, you tend to look at things from that prism. Obviously, you all are. I just don't understand why I never heard anybody, particularly this man, talk about how garish a structure was and how much it was. I didn't hear him talk about Bill Clinton's structure. I didn't hear him talk about George Bush's structure or Ronald Reagan's structure. Presidential library is Obama that kind of draws his ire. He asked the studio audience at one point, are you going to see the Obama library? A good percentage of the audience said that they would, and he called them liars. Somebody should let Bill Maher know from now until the end of the year, the Obama library is sold out. And he talked about the unimportance from his perspective of why a library like that would be necessary. I can tell you why, as a black man who was inspired by this man, who raised children who were inspired by this man, who have seen the world be inspired by this man. It is because the way that Donald Trump is assailing black history, the way that he is trying to destroy his legacy, that structure may well be the only proof we ever had that a black president existed. The way that they're decimating our history, they're removing Harriet Tubman, they're removing famous black figures, whether they're officers who served nobly in the army, civil rights leaders, he is removing them. So that structure that you find so garish, that structure that you find so obscene, may be the only footnote to a great black man who became president. So no wonder why you think it's obscene.
I didn't hear what the other guy, Bill Maher, said, but I do agree with D.L. Hughley. The other thing as well, there's a video that I came across. I've shared it in one of my videos. It was a YouTube video where this guy, a white guy, who explained the design of the Obama Center. If I find that video, I'll put the link in the description for you. All right, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. The other thing that I was thinking of, many of these people who are on TV, who have those shows and things like that, I'm not saying it's all of them, but it seems like they had to give something. And order is one of those, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Otherwise, you don't get the show, or you don't get the publicity, you don't get the accolade, whatnot. It's like they sell their soul to the devil. So they have to say certain things. And also, if Americans don't fight back, because right now, my lifetime, this year, they are stripping that freedom. Many of them usually easily say, oh, it's my right, I have the right to speak, I have the right to this, I have the... Trump is removing it, okay? All right, so let's go to the next one, and I think that's my last one. There's so many things going on the internet, but they are too depressing, and I have other things to do. All right, well, okay. So this is in Dominican Republic. Why? I will never go there, I don't care. All right. Immigration agents think these guys are Haitians because of their skin color, but they are black Dominicans. All right. I mean, they will learn eventually. Look at look at this guy, the police, whoever he is. He come to the United States, they will treat him just like those guys they arresting.
Dominicanos, los primos. Ay, Dios mío, gracias. Vamos a ti, pues la vuelta. Mucho el sol. Usted sabe que la vaina cambia porque son blancos y de todo, pero somos dominicanos. Es el color que no nos ayuda y ya. Sí, el color. Dominicano ahí. Ahí. Haz tu trabajo, Trabajo, maestro. Haz tu trabajo, así mismo,
It's a shame. Laughing my ass off. Everyone mad, and this post was it? I cannot read that. But this is no amount of money will make me go over there for vacation. They probably don't want my ass over there anyway. So that is it. God help us. The world need you now. All right. So that's it. Thanks for watching. All right, today is June 25th, 2026. It is 5:23 a.m. I'm in the middle of editing this video. So earlier I recorded something to insert into this video that you're seeing on the screen. And once I put it in the program, my voice, my commentary did not record. However, this video, it did record. So I'm gonna try to do it again. Hopefully I remember some of the things that I said and share it with you, because I don't want to go further and then another day come back to it. Pretty much what happened is that before I started editing my videos, I was going through, I eased myself into doing my work, and I came across this video, this young lady here. One of the things she said is that in my recording, I said, I feel like there was a shift that is happening. I feel there's a shift. Okay, so we need to pay very close attention who we're voting for, and this is it. We have to get it right. Okay, especially last week. There's a recording that I did on my phone while I was in bed, and I recorded my voice. Maybe after I finish this, I'm probably gonna edit that particular audio. There is a shift that's happening, and whatever the devil wanted to happen, it's not going accordingly. So since I just listened to this video, and while I'm editing my video, and I said in my recording there's a shift, I thought I'd share that with you. All right, so I might stop in between again. I really hate when I do a recording twice, because my original thought already came out, so it's like I'm forcing it this time. All right, so let's listen.
One of my followers left me a comment wondering, why am I posting so many videos showing white people who are standing up for injustice? And I said, one is because the pendulum has swung. I feel like something has shifted on this earth, in this atmosphere, and it just really met its precipice yesterday when the dedication. Because he, his wife, and everybody there spoke hope, life, resilience, peace, and love over this country.
All right, so I'm gonna continue it, but this thought came to mind. The thing is that after the 2024 election, what African Americans have done, okay, we saw the result. Majority, it's like almost 100%, almost 100% of black people voted the right way for Kamala Harris. You know, I think some later when I find out there's those Africans and other groups, minorities, not the foundational black Americans, not them, other minority groups, black minorities, voted for Trump, which caused what we are dealing right now. But anyway, the key point here is that majority of African American was pushing the gate of hell, keeping hell from spreading, warning all the minorities the pain and suffering that they have gone through. They did not want them, the other minorities, to go through it. But the devil is so tricky at the weak minds, and they make them, the devil make the weak-minded vote against their best interests. So African American are on a wavelength where it seems like we are connected. Even though I'm not foundational African American, but as a minority grew up in this country, I feel like I'm almost in that same wavelength, because I felt it. I truly felt it. And the moment that I felt it, I was like, damn, I don't want to get up and go behind my computer and start recording. So I just grabbed my phone and record whatever I was thinking. So when I saw this video of her saying that, that's why I wanted to share it with you. All right, so let's go back. So now what's happening is that the gate of hell after the 2024 election, because a good portion of the country, a good portion, despite the way the election was, it was so clear, as clear can be for who to vote for to move the country forward. But a good portion of people who had the right to vote, including those who were running away from whatever it is that they were running away from their homeland, but they came here, yet they vote for the thing that they were running away from. So African American was like, okay, so this is what you want, we're gonna step back, but we're gonna do the other type of work that will get us in a better place, taking care of ourselves, our mind, spirit. And we were paying attention to what's going on politically. When it's time to vote, we did our job to do it right. Look what just happened in Texas during the primary. All right, African American in Texas did their job, but the rest seems like they're not getting it. All right, so this is why African Americans say we stay back. When it's time to vote, we'll do our thing. We're not gonna go out there and protest, because this is what the Project 2025 wanted, for African American to be out there. And then when they use force against African American, all the other group will just go along about their business. Oh, they deserve it, they this, they that, even though we see the injustice. Okay, so African American is saying that's enough. You want to feel pain? Here's the pain. Look at all those people, children, okay, unnecessarily being put in cages or whatever else they doing to them. Because I really feel bad for them, because they're not at age to participate in the voting process. Their parents put them in that position, like the Hispanic community, especially the Cuban Americans who voted for that kind of treatment. Okay, so African Americans said, we're not holding the gate of hell anymore. You want to feel it? So here it is. But we'll pay attention. When it's time to vote again, we'll do it the right way. But still, over and over again, they're still not getting it. But anyway, let's continue listening. In terms of the shift that is happening, okay? That's why I'm sharing that video.
This country. And words are powerful. Words are vibration. Words are energy. And so the more that I show the world, particularly Americans, that there are white folk and non-black people that are speaking truth to power, that this reign of racism, this reign of prejudice, bigotry, xenophobia, homophobia is losing.
Okay, the other thing I've said in past videos is that despite the negativity that is happening here, because when the world wants to move, well, that's my way of saying it, but it may not be technically correct, but that's the way I say it. When the world wants something to be done globally, it comes to the United States. Okay? So right now, I've always said that the United States is on a pedestal right now. On a pedestal. Two things can happen. Either we're going to move toward the ideal of the Trump administration, division, racism, xenophobia, all the things she just said. Okay? Because Trump is demonstrating how to go about it. Or what the United States is going to show is how to combat it. So far, we are seeing it. And it's very sad. Our allies, those two allies whose eyes have, unalive, this is their picture, that white gentleman and that lady who was minding her own business, eyes unalive her. Okay? We didn't have to go through that. But pretty much the United States is showing how to go about it. And let's not forget, Albania is doing its thing as well. Because they learn from the Palestinian. You give them an inch, let them settle and establish themselves. Next thing you know, they're going to turn on you and destroy your land, yourself, your kids, everything. Okay? It's happening. Go on my community board. There's, I put a vent, I call it a vent, but go on it, this one, where I talk about the shift, a different type of shift that's happening. Well, not a shift, where the pattern of things. So when the universe trying to connect us, but for some reason the devil tried to do something to disconnect us, to separate us. All right, go and check it out. All right, it has a lot of thumbnails that I usually have as examples where things happen good and then next thing you know, a negativity. All right, back to this. I'm moving it back slightly. I will put the link of her video in the description. You guys could go listen to it without me interrupting.
Xenophobia, homophobia is losing. See, at its highest, right? The devil thought, no matter what religion you are, we always believe there's a good versus an evil. And what the devil meant for evil with Trump and with that Josh Holkiff
UFC fighting,
telling Michelle looked like a man. That was that devil raising his ugly head, not knowing that a few days later, hope and love was coming. We saw at that dedication, black, white, African, Latino. We saw a world representation, and that's what the world's about.
Also, while she's mentioning different groups who's speaking up against what that Josh, that UFC fighter said against Michelle Obama, is that people were speaking up. That's the difference between the US and the UK. When the media was running rampage nonstop, and they continue talking about Meghan nonstop, negativity after negativity, nobody said anything. Nobody said anything. And that's how I come about with my channel. Accidentally, okay? So let's get back to the original recording.
So again, my videos, yes, my content might shift a little. I'm still going to keep teaching, but I need the world, I need us Americans to speak the positive, because our words are power and our words are vibration. And also I want people to know that there are more white people that are opening their eyes, or have already had them open, but are now being more verbal, because they see that the pendulum has swung and they want to be on the right side of history. All right? I love you, babies. Ain't a damn thing you can do about it.
And the other thing as well, you know how when foundational African American are talking about reparation, many of the young people, white young people, are going against it, saying that why this should happen, because I wasn't part of the, the slavery thing. They didn't do the slavery thing and all of that. Okay? It's all good. It's all good. But the thing is that what is happening now, even though they benefit from it economically, but what is happening now, the division, the xenophobic, racism, and all of that keeps on happening, where the old people, the Trumpism type of people wants to insert the continuation of racism, the separation of them between people. They want to insert that into the young people's mind. Okay? Now, whatever action you do moving forward, you will be blamed for it. You have no excuse. Now, what African Americans have, they have receipt. They have receipt from their forefathers, what they have gone through, how they try to reach white people at the humane level. Okay? Each time, different generation of foundational African American try to reach white people at the humane level, the kind of treatment that they get in return is just barbaric behavior, monstrous type of behavior. So African American have receipts to say, we try, okay, my great grandparents, my this, my that, my history of family history, foundational African American history, have shown you, have tried to reach you at the human level. And each time we try to reach out to you, your return or your response is a barbaric way. So now, when I don't think of African American is gonna go out of their way to start things, because they just want to be left alone, mind their own business, let them be. But if you try to, poke the bear, and then the response that you get back from them is not turn the other cheek around, they're gonna punch. I don't want to promote violence or anything like that. You will get a different response from their ancestors. They have a reason for that. Despite the fact that they're trying to mind their own business, they're trying to stay away from you. But yet you keep on poking them. And then if they decided to respond back to you, it's your fault. Because the history between two groups is completely different. Completely different. All right, so I said much more on my original recording, but the main thing is I wanted to share this young lady's video, because the shift that she's talking about, I felt it, and people need to be vigilant. Yes, you will never know who's who, their full intention, even though on the surface they show you they are nice and all of that. Be vigilant, don't let your guard down. Okay, it would be nice for white people to actually be humane, but with their history, you cannot let your guard down, because very easily they get any negativity that they spew, or the devil wants to spew, they easily pick it up.
video of the Israeli government holding a private convention here in the United States. One of the people in attendance at this secret meeting was Judith Varnai Shorer. She's a former Israeli consul general who was operating out of Atlanta. She was one of the main people saying that the biggest problem that they had was young black people in the United States. But don't worry, they've got some black leaders on the payroll.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community.
This was an Israeli government official who was saying this, not some low-level operative or some rogue member of their diplomatic corps. This was a senior member of their administrative government who was saying this on American soil. Their biggest problem wasn't Hamas or Hezbollah or the Palestinian Authority or Syria or even Iran. She said that Israel's biggest problem was young black people in the United States.
And carry out the act for the devil. So minorities, black minorities, pay attention. All right, so the world is going to learn how to deal with this type of people, because right now the United States is on a pedestal. It's on a pedestal. So far, I think other countries have learned about boycotting, different type of boycotting. When they refuse or they're treating you different way or a certain way, there's different type of boycotting. Okay, so this is the lesson many African American have learned. The peaceful protests still didn't work. Different type of protests. Look at as recently as the 2020 Black Lives Matter. A lot the UK pick it up and then they shut it down really quickly. They did what they had to do. They shut it down really quickly. All right. So now we are dealing, African American are dealing in a different wavelength. Okay. Forefathers did peaceful protests, Black Lives Matter, a whole bunch of other stuff. It didn't work. But yet, white people still keep on poking, bothering African American. So African Americans are like, okay, you're not getting my money. We do boycott. The boycott then just started with the Asian. Okay, the Asian version is it was what do you call this? A dare. Or I dare you, because that guy, I don't know, he needs to be educated, because African American have been in survival mode for so long. I don't know why he said what he said, but he dared African American and it was accepted. And a lot of Asian businesses are being closed because African American said, okay, you don't want our business, we'll shift our dollars in a different location, or we create our own. And those who African American who had those businesses and then get that kind of revenue coming, so African American are searching and go there. But it didn't start that way. It started with the Target and the Walmart and whatnot. Okay, so let's get back to the original recording.
Avanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.